Do you hear that? Listen carefully. Opportunity knocks. This just might be the chance we've all been waiting for. Last season may have been cut short, but for these two programs, it's all about the road ahead. With all the uncertainty in today's world, we know one thing: we like our teams. A new collection of the nation's finest for both sides. The best player in the country, we can work with that. A Frenchman looking to take his game to the next level, we. It's time to get this season started. Two programs, the same goal. Opportunities knocking, Big Blue Nation. Hope you're ready.
Welcome, Big Blue Nation. This is Todd Lanham, chair of the Greater Louisville UK Alumni Club, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to this year's UK Basketball Tip-Off Luncheon. While we wish we could all be together today, this year's event is being brought to you virtually. Special thanks to this year's event chairs, Nick Phelps and Craig Welch, as well as the team at the UK Alumni Office and UK Athletics for all the work they've done in putting this year's event together. We'd also like to recognize our event partners, starting with our bronze sponsors: Bay Cook Cantley Neffinger Trial Attorneys, Brandeis Machinery, Community Trust Bank, Independence Bank, MCM CPAs and Advisors, Middleton Rutlinger, Rainbow Design Services, and Republic Bank. We'd also like to thank our annual partner, UK Healthcare, who appreciates you joining us today and would like to share this brief video.
When you're named the #1 hospital in Kentucky for 5 straight years, it comes with enormous responsibility. A responsibility that we are honored to hold. It means that no healthcare challenge is too big or too small. It means that we will always show the best of us. It means that we are the hospital to meet the healthcare needs of the Commonwealth. The best in Kentucky, the best for Kentucky. UK Healthcare, the power of advanced medicine.
Finally, none of this would be possible without the help of our longtime, generous corporate partner, Central Bank. Central Bank's commitment to our club and the University of Kentucky is a critical part of our success in supporting the UK Scholarship Fund. And now, please enjoy this brief video from Central Bank.
With roots dating back to 1946, Central Bank remains a community bank dedicated to serving the people and businesses of Kentucky. We're here, as always, with customer service and support, as well as online and mobile banking services available 24 hours a day. For the latest information about your options for banking services and resources, visit us at centralbank.com. Central Bank, central to you. Member FDIC.
And now it's time to hear from the Wildcats. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show and go Cats.
And I'm a trained professional. I coach basketball at the highest level in the country at the greatest university in the world.
And let's go blow their doors off. You ready? Let's go.
Matthew Mitchell's starting to get a smile on his face. What a job he's done.
I just said it on that video. I'll say it again. How about them Wildcats?
Thompson with 3, steps in for a 3. Good for Thompson. First win for the Cats in the Derby City since '99.
And it is over. An absolute epic here.
So I just think it's appropriate if you'd all join me in Dallas, Texas, saying, how about them Wildcats? How we doing? So exciting!
Here we go, Coach.
undefeated here today.
How about the ball?
Come and build an anticipation. I'm charged up, they say I'm ready for greatness. If you think different, listen, you must be mistaken. We on level 10, that's where very few take it. The wait is over, we too impatient. The direction could change, but winning's the destination. Now look around, this is what they call greatness.
Three comes the beginning for a baseline jumper that's good.
Push it to the limit, I can never get enough.
Brown, Green to the basket, fouled and hits the shot.
See the future, then take a look at us. Yeah, let's start it up. Push it to the limit, I can never get enough.
Down at the top of the key, takes Pharrell left, spins into the lane, ball away 15. Footer is good for Howard.
Future, then take a look at us.
So it has been a crazy week. Have you had a minute to kind of just catch your breath?
It has been a crazy week. I have not caught my breath yet, but it's been amazing. So much support from the coaches around the department, from fans, friends, family. So it's been amazing in that aspect. I did have that oh wow moment after the press conference. I was standing in practice, and I was like, oh wow, like it really started to sink in at that moment.
It's been such a quick transition, all the pieces moving so quickly. Have you had a chance to think about what kind of stamp you want to put on this team this season that says Kyra Elzy?
You know, I mentioned before, Coach and I were so aligned in our coaching philosophy as far as how we want to play. So I think we will stand with that up-tempo, aggressive defensively. I do like that we're scoring inside more. So if I put any stamp on it, playing inside out and not relying so much on the outside shot. But we still want to get it off the glass, go and be versatile in how we score.
We know that you have just a killer team this year. I mean, maybe the best in the history of Kentucky women's basketball. You probably have to go back to like Valerie Still, Patty Jo Hedges kind of days when you're talking about that. But I want to jump forward to next year. Can you talk a little bit about Jada?
You know, Jada Walker, we are so excited that she's a Wildcat. She fits our style. She is a coach's kid. She has a high basketball IQ. She's a crafty scorer, but she just plays with an edge, and she's an unbelievable leader on the floor. So she will be a great addition to what we already have.
So this summer, as you were kind of taking over the reins, when did you kind of get the sense that this might be happening?
You know, I was really trying to hold on hope that, you know, Coach Mitchell would be able to make it back. We had been in plenty of conversations. He was trying to work his way back on the floor. I just never imagined it would happen like this. Last week, I probably thought, you know, maybe he will take the year off and then he will take the reins back. So this is not how any of us imagined or planned for it. But our motto is how we are going to honor Coach is put our best foot forward this year, put a Kentucky team on the floor that competes and that he would be proud of.
Finally, you played at Tennessee. We all know that. You even spent some time coaching there in Knoxville. But what does this mean to a Kentucky girl born and bred?
I'm truly honored and humbled. My basketball career started here, a state that has supported me, my hometown of LaGrange, Kentucky, that had poured life into me, to help make me the woman that I am today, and just to give hope to all the little girls running around Kentucky. The sky is truly the limit. And basketball can take you to places that I never dreamed of. So I want to seize the moment and also give people hope that you can do anything that you put your mind to.
Coach Kyra Elzy, thank you so much for being with us today. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
The greatest tradition in college basketball is right here.
Kentucky Coronation Champions 2012.
All right, thank you. Of course, joined now by Coach Cal. A little different this year. I know you look forward to getting to Louisville usually, enjoying a meal, seeing some fans. It's an event we look forward to, but a little different this year.
I like walking around the room, signing autographs, touching people, seeing how they're doing, thanking them for their support. We're going to miss all that. We're missing a lot of stuff. And since March, we missed the NCAA tournament. A tournament I thought we could win because of how we were playing at that point. But, here we are again, a new team. How about last night? You had to watch the draft. Tyrese went so far to 21. I thought he'd be anywhere from 10 to 15, 16. But he went with a good team for him. Emmanuel Quickly, first round. A guy that didn't start the beginning of the year ends up being Player of the Year in our league and the 25th pick of the draft, or 23rd pick of the draft, I should say. You had Nick Richards going to Charlotte. We talked last night on the phone. He was in tears, emotional, excited. Ashton got a two-way deal with Minnesota. I was on the phone last night at 1 o'clock in the morning with Ryan Saunders. Happy as heck for him. And Nate and EJ both got Exhibit 10s, which are contracts to play for the teams that they're in. One was Milwaukee, and EJ was Milwaukee, and Nate was with the Brooklyn Nets. So they're all taken care of. Graduation day. They left the house. I can make the bedroom now an office. Not really. I'm starting with 10 new players this year.
Well, normally we take questions from the crowd, which we can't do this year. But knowing we were going to talk about the draft, there is one from Mark Krebs who wants to know how much of your draft success in the last decade plus can be traced back to that first year and specifically the Krebs effect.
The Krebs effect was the only guy that really understood the dribble drive, and that's why I called it the Krebs effect. We stick him in. He's the one guy that got us going that way. But the first – when I recruited John Wall, I said, John, don't you leave here by yourself. I was basically saying, if you're really going to lead, you're going to serve and drag people with you. That's what leadership is. So I didn't think 5 guys would go in the first round. I thought Patrick could go. I thought DeMarcus would go. But when you're talking Daniel Orton and even Eric Bledsoe for a while, I knew he'd be drafted, not 17, 18. We had 5 guys in the first round, and it opened up my eyes to, wait a minute, things just changed in all of college basketball because of that. the next year, everybody said, you can't do this. You can't build a program. And we went to the Final Four. We lose 4 of those guys, including Ennis, who they didn't let play. Next year, we win the national title. Then we lose 8. I mean, it's incredible how we're doing this with great kids who come in having to earn their way. It's not given. Having a lot of competitive alpha dogs, if you want to call them. This year, we got 10 new players. 10. None of them have played for me in a game. And I'm coaching those 10 every day, and I'm having a ball doing it. And I can tell you part of it is I don't have to travel this year. There's no recruiting. I'm not on the road half the time trying to do 2 jobs, recruiting. They have to see me there. I got to be there. Coach, you got to show you. And now I'm focused on this basketball team. Ways to go, though. We got a ways to go.
On that part about recruiting, you are, I think, different than other coaches in that you see beyond the game. You have a creative mind. You want to be first. Did this pandemic, in a way, give you a chance to let your mind be a little more creative than maybe it would when you're traveling? Did this give you an opportunity to evaluate what's next and what's coming up with this team?
It's not an opportunity. It was a must. Like, okay, how are we going to do this? I just throw an example. The more touch points, the more chance, the more contact with other people outside our, quote, bubble, our cocoon. And our cocoon is the practice facility and the lodge. The lodge, they live in a room with a bathroom by themselves. They have a chef, a cook who cooks for them, who's also tested. That's it. 2 managers who are tested. Walk across the parking lot into the practice facility, which is sterilized twice a day. No one else in it, no one in the offices. So we're in a cocoon. But when we leave and start traveling, things get a little different. One is, I want to leave on game day. Never done that before. You want to leave on game day? Yeah. The morning, late morning of the game, we travel hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes, whatever it is, hour 45 minutes. Arrive at the airport. Our bus from here is down there to meet our plane. We get on a bus that we know is sterilized. It's our own bus. We go to the arena, shoot around like we normally do, get back on the bus, our bus, go to a hotel, go to a room, single room by yourself, go to the team meal, get your stuff, get on the bus, play the game, and go home that night. It eliminates 24 hours of touch points. That kind of stuff, yeah, we're thinking about. We're wearing chips. The chips tell us how much we're near each other within inside of 6 feet. How many cumulative minutes. We found out coaches and managers in practice, we're not that close. 2 minutes, 3 minutes max am I within 6 feet of the guys. So we're trying to mitigate everything we can mitigate, from how we travel, how we eat, all that kind of stuff. And you got to think through it, how we're going to do it. We've been down to Rupp looking at how we're going to sit, how we're going to use the facilities, how we're going to use the locker room. I'm not so fearful of our guys getting it. What I'm worried about is a player on another team having it, and it traced back to half of my guys. That's the issue that we're dealing with, which is why we have chips, which is why we're having everything we can to be away from other players.
We are right on the verge of the season. So it's working, at least in Kentucky. It is working, that plan. This team now, fans have seen some glimpses. We saw Pro Day, Big Blue Madness scrimmage. There are words being thrown around, versatile, athletic. How would you describe what you have seen from this group so far?
Thank goodness we have some veteran guys, because the young guys are still degree of difficulty, still the N1 tape. How difficult can I make this layup look? How about when a play is really hard, you make it look easy? Why would I do that? You don't get oohs and ahs, and you don't get to teach winning, efficient basketball. is a process. Thank goodness we have some veteran players. Now, we don't have Keon with us yet. When he joins us, I'm going to feel much better. Olivier's older. Davion's older. You have Jacob, who has played a season in college, so he's a little bit older. Everyone else is young.
For Keon, when he is back, I know there's always PJ had a great sophomore season. Emmanuel had a great sophomore season. For his role with this team and what you see with his abilities, what does a sophomore Keon look like? What are the things when he's out there that you want to see from him with this team?
He gives you leadership. He gives you poise. He settles things down. The thing that's going to be hard for him when he's able to come back is to get into playing, competing, the competitive spirit you need to play in games where you haven't mixed it up in a month and a half. Now, all of a sudden, the question is, how long does it take us when he's starting to go live to get to where he's at the level where these guys are, where their spirit, their competitiveness, their fight, because he hadn't played. Doing individuals is not the same as playing 5-on-5, being in drills that are competitive and live. That's where we'll have to get him. But he'll give us leadership. He'll give us poise. He gives us understanding. He comes up to me in practice and will put stuff in my ear now. He's thinking like a coach, which I really like.
And that probably, I'm sure, makes it a little bit easier right now in these times to have some of that. You mentioned the leadership of Davion and Olivier. From a fan perspective, fans all summer were speculating, will Olivier be eligible? Because, as you've said, if you don't have a post present, your team is a fraud. He becomes eligible, which is a boost, but also hearing great things about Isaiah Jackson, great things about Lance Ware. How do you feel about that group of bigs that you have with this team?
You know what? They're basketball players. So it's not like they're just athletes. It's not like they're just big guys. It's not like they're beasts. These kids are basketball players. So their feel, their touch, their recognition of things, they're basketball players. So now all of a sudden you put 5 basketball players on the court who can pass and catch and make easy plays, you begin to look like, wow, because you're trying to basically put a team together. It's not 5 guys, it's 5 guys. How do we get them like this? And again, it'll take time because games start. Some of the guys will be trying to get theirs. Some of the guys will say, watch how hard I make this look. I mean, they have habits. I'm not trying to break those. I'm trying to help them create new habits, professional habits, habits that are going to help you and our team and how you're evaluated. It will help you. But that takes time. And that's what we've been working on. Create new habits.
Has that been more difficult because of the COVID and keeping guys on different plans, or have you seen no difference? How is that bringing the team together when they can't be together effective?
Well, we've been healthy for a while, and I'm not meaning to say it. So we were going 8 hours a week, which were giving us 4 hours on the court. So I would do 4 per week, 1-hour sessions. And then they gave us 12 hours a week. So now we were at 8 hours a week, 4 off the court, 8 on the court. Well, that was the one that gave us, okay, we now have time to build. We did that for 2-3 weeks. That was 2 or 3 weeks we've never had here. Mm-hmm. The issue is we haven't had exhibition games. So what I'm trying to do is have game days. So we had one last Sunday. We're going to have one this Sunday where we come over, have a shoot around, exactly what we do on a shoot around. They go back and sleep or lay around for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Get up, there's a pregame meal and video that they watch. And the video would be of our scrimmage that Saturday. They go back an hour and a half later or an hour later, they go down to Rupp Arena. They do their individuals. Some guys go out earlier than others. They go out. And then we throw it up with officials. and we play a game. We'll try to play 40 minutes, but we may go longer than that. So I'm trying to simulate something that they'll see. Last week, we did not pipe in crowd noise. I think this week we'll pipe in crowd noise because I think we're going to be able to have that. Probably need it with the big arenas that we have if you're only having 3,000 fans.
You guys at least have an easy schedule right out of the gate, though, right? So that's good.
People ask, and I've had coaches ask me, why the heck are you playing this kind of schedule? You got 7 teams. Richmond's a top 20 team. They may be the best team you play for a minute. But the reason you want to play the Power Fives, they're on the same protocols as us. Multiple testing, how they're traveling. Their players have the same at stake individually as our players. You're going to go out and get sick? For what reason? Because you wanted to go run around? What are you, crazy? Okay, you're out now. All right, when you come back, I'm sorry, he's better than you. What, you really want to test that? But if you're not in a Power Five, sometimes they won't be as diligent or they won't be testing like we are. So testing is not a vaccine. Please let me say that. Testing is not a vaccine. Please wear your mask. It is not a statement of anything other than, I don't want to get sick, personally, me, nor do I want to get you sick. That's the statement. I would love it for people who are leaders in their community, in their county, who have not worn a mask. Check this out. Put a mask on. Go to church, go to wherever you're going, and they'll look and say, Billy, why are you wearing a mask? Well, look, the vaccine's going to come out in 2 months, and I hate to get you sick or me sick and be one of the last to have something happen to them. And then we took the vaccine and we got this done and it was put away within the next 6 months. But I don't wear a mask and I get sick. That's like being in a war and being the last man to die on the last hour before we shut the war down. I don't want to be that guy. And so wear a mask. Wear the mask. If you wear the mask, they're proven that it helps you now. And it also protects anybody around you, your family, older people that are around you, people with underlying conditions. The death rates are going to, please wear the mask. I'm not saying it for anything other than I care enough about people in this state, people of our fans and not our fans. Protect each other. There's my statement on masks.
I know we don't want to talk, get into all that, but have you been encouraged, because you were talking about the team being so receptive to that? There are a lot of young people on campus, student athletes. Football season has made their way. Kentucky's had no games canceled. It seems like these student athletes, especially the University of Kentucky, have embraced the greater good for everybody, and that's been encouraging.
The university's done a great job. The athletic department's done a great job. I was never worried about on campus. Yeah. TJ, you and I talked about it.
Yeah.
This university has taken every step, every precaution to make sure we keep our students safe and our athletes safe. One then I was worried about. I was worried about when they go back to their apartments. Like, who's looking after them now? They're on their own. They have to be adults. And you know what? My guess is 50, 60% of the football players live off campus. I am so proud of those guys because the temptation was there to go do stupid stuff. I imagine early on they probably tested the water and all of a sudden a couple guys got burned and all of a sudden they said, look, if we want to have a season, do you want to have a season? If you do, we got to look after each other. If someone tries to step out, go grab them. You're not going out, man, or quit this team. It's the same with my guys. Do you want to have a season? Do you want to play? If you do, you're in a cocoon here at the lodge and our practice facility. It's not fair that you can't go out. It's not fair that you can't go on a date. It's not fair that you can't go to parties. It's not fair that you can't go eat where you want to go. It's not fair that there's not in-person classes. It is, do you want to play?
Yeah.
If you want to play, this is what the rules are. They're not fair, but they're the rules. My guys have followed football. Other sports have done great. I think our team is the only one that's in this bubble cocoon, whatever you want to call it. Most of the student athletes here, I bet you 50% of each team live off campus. And I'm proud of those athletes because they have temptations that my guys wouldn't even have.
Going back to the team, we talked a little about the front court. The back court, some very talented freshmen, Davion, who has experience but is a newcomer. When you look at your guards and your wings and the way you can play this year, what stands out about those guys?
Well, they're all different. Davion and Devin are totally different. BJ and Terrence, totally different. Dante does something that they don't do. You got Cam Fletcher, physical, strong, fights, plays hard, competes. Jacob, woo, extreme athlete. Keon brings what he brings athletically, scoring ability, knowledge, smarts. Then you're going to Lance, physical, tough, best screener we have, has gotten better offensively, good with the ball. Isaiah, the greatest thing about Isaiah, he's long, 6'11", whatever he is, blocking shots, rebounding, and doing all that. He's really smart, really sees the game. But on top of that, he'll get a double-double, and you don't run one play for him. The best kind of player to have. And Olivier has gotten so much better in a short period of time, both inside where he wasn't as effective to where he's pretty effective right now. Going against our guys every day, they're coming at him. And then also on the perimeter where he makes the right play. He sees the court. And it's been fun to watch. But we've got that full kind of team. You still Zan, Payne doing a good job. Brennan, Riley, and now Kareem doing a good job. So we got a full team, and now it's let's start playing games so we can see where we got to take this.
We talked about the roster. You have a new staff this year as well. Bruiser is now here. Jay Lucas has joined. Tony is in a new role. There's a lot of I guess, new responsibility, opportunity with this staff. What are you looking forward to or enjoying, I guess, now that you're out there with these guys in this team?
Well, let me tell you how that came about. I'm in New Jersey, and I'm walking the boardwalk. I'm starting to watch the bubble. I'm seeing all of our guys, and I'm like, all right, let me evaluate, because I have time to think and walk. And what about staffing? How do we do this for basketball 2.0, kind of like recruiting 2.0? Things are changing right before our eyes. And I looked at it and said, I need some guys that are solely focused on recruiting. Bruiser comes in with another guy like Orlando, like Kenny. They're relationship guys, whether it be with the team or people within the athletic department or all that. I needed that guy, and I wanted that guy. He could also recruit, coaching on the floor and doing all those things. Jay Lucas and Joel, here's an opportunity that I'm giving those two to recruit to the greatest program, maybe at an unbelievable time since the bubble and the draft and the pro. Here it is. This is your opportunity to prove yourself. And I want them focused on that more than anything else. So instead of having guys all doing everything, no. Yeah, they're on the court. Yeah, they're coaching. Yeah, they're watching video but they are responsible for that. I wanted Tony to be like an NBA assistant. You're allowed to be on the floor. You just can't lead drills. You're not coaching, but you're watching, you're evaluating. Like an NBA assistant, you'd be watching tape and breaking it down and preparing game plans and practices with me, being an associate coach and doing it that way. and taking off any recruiting and travel. See, recruiting has become, it's about time. It's about gathering information. I can't make decisions unless you give me the right information. And the only way you can get the right information, you may spend 8 hours a day on the phone. And I don't like being on the phone. You need to be an accountant. You got to like to be on the phone. You got to create relationships. You got to get them to tell you the truth. We can't be recruiting guys that only want us to recruit because Kentucky verifies me as a player. So now I'm saying I want information. I want us to get everything. If there's a kid out there that dreams about playing at Kentucky and he can play, why wouldn't we want him here? This isn't for everybody. If you want to be guaranteed, if you think that we're going to give it to you versus you earn it or take what you want, you're not made for this. If the minute you have to fight, there's either one word, you fight or there's flight. If that's what you are versus I'm fighting and I'm not stopping. I'll give you 2 examples. Shea Alexander didn't start the first 9 or 10 games. I liked our guard rotation. And I said, you know what? 6 games in, I'm going to let you come off the bench because you should be a starter here. But you know what? You're playing good. Coach Shea says, I trust you. You do whatever. I trust you. Game 10, he starts. All of a sudden, he's our best player. All of a sudden, he's in the NBA and a lottery pick. All of a sudden, he's looking like an all-star. Emmanuel Quickly last year. I didn't start him the beginning of the season. I was trying to play a bigger, more traditional team and not have 3 point guards on the floor. I liked our little guard rotation. I've had friends of mine, you got to start your best people, and he's one of your best. Never said anything. All he wanted to do is earn his way. Starts after 7, 8 games. Works his way up to being, you ready? Player of the year in our league and the 23rd pick in the first round of the draft. And no one could have predicted it. Don't tell me that, or you need to be drug tested. That's what this program is. If you're competing with somebody and they're as good as you, and all of a sudden they get better because you're kind of hanging out at the lodge and they're in the gym every day, Shea Alexander. They never leave the gym. They come in the morning, Emmanuel Quickly. They're watching tape of themselves. They're improving. And I don't want to work like that. So now there's delusion, excuses. This is a no excuse program. I'm not being mean. It is what it is. When you throw a bone in the dog pen, one dog eats. You got to be that dog here. You got to go for it. You can't blame anybody. You got to build your own self-esteem, your own self-confidence in that gym. You do it. If you're not willing to spend the time, don't look at me. I don't have a magic wand. I said last night, you come here. Don't you bet on me. You bet on yourself. That's who you're betting on. You're not looking to me to do it. You're looking to me to put you on the stage and teach you and give you what you need and help you create professional habits. You are betting on you to put in the work, to do what you have to, and to perform when it matters. That's what this is about here.
That is the definition of being built different. It's a great place to stop. Cal, looking forward to the season. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, TJ.
You know, we got a completely new team for the most part, but, you know, I'm excited, ready to get it going. I just know that this year I'm in a position to lead because, you know, a lot of new players, and I'm the only one that's been through it before, and I know what Coach Cal expects and what the rest of the staff expects from us. So that's been my main focus, is, you know, being there for my teammates and being the best leader I can.
Last year's team was obviously very good defensively. This year's team has a lot of the same pieces. We're very athletic. We're going to be up and down the floor, just like last year's team. There's people that can shoot. There's a lot of high IQ basketball players in this team as well.
A lot of people know that I can score, but I feel like I can score and do other things on the court. I can rebound, I can pass, I can get others involved. So I want to just show that I can be a versatile player. So
from me, you can expect a leader, a dog, and a player that's willing to do anything to win a game. Style of play on the court, get buckets. That's my main motive, get buckets.
Probably like grabbing a lot of rebounds. It's just kind of fun, and just like people probably let it, like it'll probably go unnoticed, but just grabbing a lot of rebounds is fun.
Guard all 5 positions pretty well. Shot blocker, been working on my shot here and stuff, so that's something that I can bring to the table this year.
A lot of guys, even like some of our quote-unquote bigs, Isaiah, Olivier, those guys can shoot as well. So like we're really going to be able to stretch the floor this year.
I can block some shots here and there, but I don't really like people getting past me or hitting a shot on me that make me mad. Cause if I feel like I ain't do my part, they won't score on me again. That's how I feel.
In the gym almost every day as much as I can be. I just love to work. I feel like the more work I put in, the better I get, and it's obviously paying off, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Our coaches do a great job of preparing us, and they do everything they can to help us, but at the end of the day, we're the ones out there that's going out there and playing, and you don't really know what that atmosphere is like, or how fast the other team really is, how strong they are, until you're out there and you're going against them. So this year, I don't really think anything can take me by surprise. Obviously, besides the tournament, I have not played in the tournament yet.
Everyone's legs getting blocked in there. Isaiah, Olivier, Jacob, and Lance, they're blocking all that. So a lot of floaters and a lot of pull-ups right now.
It's very hard to get like layups and stuff like with our team and our group of guys. Like we're so long and athletic that it's going to be tough for opposing teams to like just come in and just get easy layups and stuff.
I'm just thankful for the opportunity, thankful for all these people talking about me every day. I hope they know that I'm grateful for that, because it's not something that is normal for me. I come from a small town in France, so everything is just, it's amazing for me. It's been a great journey.
It's been better than I expected, honestly. I knew it would be challenges with COVID and everything going on, but like Cal said, they're handling it the best in the country, to my belief, and they've made it really exciting for us, and I couldn't be happier right now.
Staying as positive as possible, just being around teammates, just been bonding a lot, trying to build a lot of team chemistry. So we just trying to make the most fun out of it right now.
It's been hard, of course, but having the faith that I have in God and just knowing that there's something deeper, I think that is mainly what pushes me and keeps me in a good mental space.
I do miss my family, but I'm down here. I got to do what I got to do to get my family out of there. Single mom, taking care of 4 kids. She'll make it happen. Even if she ain't got it, she gonna make it happen. She gonna get whatever when I make it.
I'm feeling good. I'm getting treatment every day for my injury. We're taking it day by day, and I'm still a part of practice. I'm still around, around my teammates, encouraging, cheering them on. And when it's time for me to step back out there, I will be ready to go.
Yeah, my finger's good, my jumper's good, I'm good. As long as my jumper's good, I'm good.
After working out all summer and getting basically just my legs stronger as a whole, I'm at a point now where it's not even on my mind at all.
I like flying under the radar, because with me, I feel like if I'm the sleeper, then I could surprise a lot of people, and it's a good feeling when you just under the radar, you just pop out of nowhere and people just, oh yeah, that's Isaiah Jackson.
One thing that Coach Cal preaches a lot, and that I really appreciate, I think that's a good point, that you're not out there on the floor alone. You got your teammates with you got the coaching staff on the sideline. So, if you feel like you're out there with your teammates, you're going to be confident. You should do well.
What do you know about Kentucky? They got 40 pros and they make $3 billion, okay, but do you understand the work here and that we're going to be with you? We're a family. There's ups and downs to this.
When you think Kentucky basketball, you think excellence. But the biggest thing that you think about is the people that make every single day go for Kentucky, from the top to the bottom.
So the sky's the limit here in terms of resources. Coach Cal really spares no expense, so to speak, when it comes to finding things that are going to make our players successful and healthy.
We look at a guy from day one. We run tests on him to see what areas he is more susceptible to injury. we will go on and create a program that is going to be specialized for him.
You know, this is the sports medicine team. This is how we are developing you, and it's not just the weight room, it's not just a training room, but there's an aspect to this that involves nutrition, your mental health. So working with each of those, persons in charge of those areas is huge for us to have success.
We try to gear our nutrition program to be very individualized for each athlete. What I try to do is just put systems in place so that they always have the option to choose better food.
From the Anthony Davises to the Rajon Rondos to the Dakari Johnsons, choosing the University of Kentucky to achieve your goals and chase your dreams, both athletically and academically. There's nowhere better.
We prepare our guys so they have an easy transition onto the next level of playing professional basketball. And not only being at the position to get to the next level, but to get to the next level and thrive from the time that they start their career to the time that they finish their career.
I don't make a whole lot of promises, never have. But we make commitments. The commitment being this will be about players first. I know how big this program is, but it's only big because of the players who have gone through here. This program will be about players first.
For the 8th time, college basketball's national championship trophy is coming home to Kentucky.
My legacy should not be about wins and losses, should not be about championships and I'm better than him or I have more wins. No, it's, all right, what did he do for the kids that he coached? We've had the biggest impact on the groups that we've coached. We had great runs. Good stuff has happened for the program and our players. I want the next 5 years to be that.
Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your support, and from everyone here at the Greater Louisville UK Alumni Association, we hope you have a great day, and go Cats!